My name is Becca Menchaca, and this is my literacy case study. Trinity is a 9-year-old fourth grader with dimples and a bright smile. She attends a Title I elementary school in Gwinnett County. She currently resides with her mother and grandmother. Trinity has many interests, however, she is most passionate about dancing. Her favorite form of dance is hip-hop. Her face lights up at every opportunity to share her love for dance. Trinity's mother states that her daughter developed at the rate of an average child. However, she developed more quickly in terms of communication. Her mother claims that Trinity was able to say the phrase, "Hey girl," at the age of 6 months old and was able to recite the alphabet by the age of 10 months old. Her mother also states that Trinity's strengths are that she is honest, helpful, and she pays attention. Her weaknesses are in reading and being afraid of reading. Her daughter received additional tutoring from her teacher while in 2nd grade. Trinity's mother wishes that her daughter will be able to conquer her fear of reading. During the pre-assessment phase of the literacy intervention case study, Trinity was asked to begin by completing a phonemic awareness assessment. The results of the assessment concluded that Trinity has a sound understanding of phonemic awareness. She was able to correctly identify 15 out of 16 rhyme choices. She was also able to correctly identify 8 out of 8 phoneme segments. And finally, Trinity was able to correctly identify 14 out of 16 phoneme blends. The student was also administered the QR5 word list to assess her knowledge of vocabulary. The student was able to correctly identify 20 out of 20 words on the first grade list, making first grade level words her independent level. Trinity was also able to identify 15 out of 20 words on the 2nd grade list, making 2nd grade words her instructional level. And finally, she was able to identify 9 out of 20 words on the 3rd grade list, making 3rd grade words her frustration level. Trinity completed the Dibbles oral reading fluency assessment to determine her rate of fluency. She was able to correctly identify 58 words with accuracy within the time span of 1 minute. She is considered to be at risk because she is reading less than 91 words per minute. Her recommended benchmark goal by the end of the year is 144 words in 1 minute. As she read, she primarily read in 1 to 2 word phrases. When she got to a word that she did not recognize, she would read the first letter and then call out a random word. During the pre-assessment phase, she did not appear to attempt to try to sound out the word or to look for context clues unless she was asked to do so. As far as comprehension, Trinity was reading at a beginning of the year 2nd grade level, which is a Fountas and Pinnell level L. She should be reading at a level P at this point. She struggles with understanding the text because of her lack of fluency as she reads. On her writing skills, she scored a 1 point out of a possible of 4 points on the beginning of the year writing assessment. Trinity has difficulty responding to the prompt. She also needed assistance with organizing her ideas and correctly spelling words. Her first goal is that she will identify and correctly spell grade level sight words. Students must have a sound understanding of phonological awareness in order to be successful spellers. In order to assist Trinity improve her spelling, I will help her develop a stronger understanding of phonemic awareness. Trinity will learn to hear sounds and words through the mentor text, chants, and songs with repetitive refrains and rhymes. Throughout the tutoring sessions, I also helped her develop a stronger understanding of phonetic language and will help her use this understanding to improve her spelling. Her second goal was that she would read aloud appropriate text on her independent reading level with oral fluency that aids in comprehension. Fluency is more than the ability to identify words. Trinity must be able to use fluency in order to improve her comprehension. In an article that I read, it said that reading fluency refers to efficient, effective word recognition skills that permit a reader to construct the meaning of a text. It was my goal during the tutoring sessions to help Trinity develop more word recognition skills that would help her further her comprehension. Trinity's final literacy goal was that she would be able to use context and other clues to confirm or self-correct word recognition and understanding while rereading as necessary. During the tutoring process, I asked Trinity to increase word identification and word meaning while reading both independent and instructional level text through the use of text clues. In order to improve word recognition and understanding, Trinity was asked to be able to generate a hypothesis about what a word might mean based on her background knowledge and the context of how the word was used. So during the tutoring process, Trinity received interventions. She was also able to learn comprehension strategies such as making predictions, visualizing, asking questions, retelling, summarizing to understand, connecting to prior knowledge, and using context clues. I approached the tutoring process as a balanced approach to literacy. The student was asked to complete literature-based activities. Research states that phonics, spelling, writing, reading, and oral communication should all be included as a part of a balanced curriculum. The activities that I taught and used with Trinity will assist in the future development of proficiency in both reading and writing. In order to effectively implement the intervention plan, I tutored Trinity using research-based teaching practices. The tutoring sessions took place over the course of 10 tutoring sessions, and I also used a post-test to measure her growth in both reading and writing. So for my recorded tutoring session, I recorded lesson 5 out of 10. The main focus of this session was to ask Trinity to read the text with sufficient accuracy and fluency in order to support the comprehension. We also focused on using context clues in order to confirm or self-correct word recognition and understanding. And finally, the strategy that was being taught was the strategy of retelling the text to reinforce comprehension. So in the video, I'm going to show you a little bit of how I introduced the strategy of retelling before we got started with the new book that she would be reading for the lesson. What can you retell me? What is it about? Just what is this book about?
It was a girl and she had a dad and then she had a stepmom and a dad, and then her dad left, and then her stepmom and her 2 sisters, but Cinderella wanted to go to the ball, and her stepmom didn't let her, and then her 2 sisters went and her mom, and her stepmom said she couldn't go, and she went. She snuck out and she went, and then she saw her fairy godmother, and her fairy godmother said she had to be back at 12, and then once she ran out the ballroom and went home, and then the prince was looking for the person that he danced with, and he went to house looking for the person that had the right shoe, like the right shoe size.
Perfect. Beautiful job. So you just told me what you remembered about our reading of Cinderella. All right? So I have a new book for you that we're going to explore today. And maybe let's just see if we can get
pages. Let's look at those illustrations so you kind of have an idea of what you will be reading about today.
Excuse me. So throughout the tutoring session, I asked Trinity to break up the text into segments, and we would use each segment, and she would take turns. I would first model how to retell. Eventually, we moved on to retelling the text together, and finally, towards the end of the book, she was able to retell parts of the book independently. During the post-assessment phase of the literacy intervention case study, Trinity was able to correctly identify 16 out of 16 rhyme choices. She was also able to correctly identify 8 out of 8 phoneme segments. And finally, she was able to correctly identify 16 out of 16 phoneme blends. Based off of my observation of the student throughout the tutoring process, I believe that Trinity does not require more assistance with phonemic awareness. For the QRI 5-word list, she was able to correctly identify 20 out of 20 words on the first grade list, 17 out of 20 words on the second grade list, and 13 out of 20 words on the third grade list. Though Trinity is still struggling with vocabulary and word recognition, she did make some improvements. She will need to continue to practice her sight words. I suggest that she begin working on the sight words that are on the second grade list, because that is her instructional level. Once she has mastered second grade sight words, she may advance to the next level. On the fluency test, she was able to correctly identify 74 words with accuracy within the time span of 1 minute. Though she is still considered to be at risk because she is reading less than 91 words per minute, she did make some improvements. As she reads, she now reads primarily in 2 to 3 word phrases. She also uses smooth, expressive interpretation and pauses at punctuation. I suggest that she continue to practice her oral reading fluency by reading aloud each night. For the comprehension assessment, she is now reading on a level N, which is considered to be a third grade reading level. She should be reading on a level R at this point in the school year. Though she has satisfactory comprehension on level N, she still struggles with vocabulary and fluency. I believe that her comprehension would be able to improve if she was able to read the text with fluency. I recommend that Trinity continue to use the comprehension strategies learned throughout her tutoring sessions. She also appears to comprehend more of a text when she breaks it down into smaller parts. And as for writing, Trinity did make slight improvements. She is now scoring 2.5 points out of 4 on the writing assessment. So she is showing improvements there. She's able to get her ideas down on the paper as well as organize her ideas. I recommend that for the future she continue to use think alouds, summarize, have a reading buddy, and use context clues. Now, at the very end, my goal for Trinity was that she would enjoy this experience, and overall the tutoring experience was valuable. From the beginning, the one aspect I wanted to change the most was to help Trinity develop a passion for reading. I wanted her to understand that reading does not have to be scary. It could be fun. Trinity has made exceptional growth. She is reading below grade level, but most importantly, she's no longer afraid of reading. She loves books.